Well, hello, everybody. Welcome back to another stream. It's Friday, end of the week, end of the work week. Hopefully, at least I hope so. Not sure what you're doing on the weekend, but yeah, I'm looking for some days off. But there's still one side project I'm working on. Yeah, maybe I'm working on the weekend. I don't know, but it's good being back. It's good to have you here as well. So thanks for joining again. As I mentioned on Twitter, cozy Friday before lunch stream. We do some coding. We're checking a little bit out about Larastreamers, and yeah, just having good time together. I'm not sure if today Stefan is listening. Stefan is a friend of mine from Linz in Austria, and he told me yesterday that he listens to my streams regularly, but he's not working in PHP, so mostly turns it on so that it feels a little bit like he's in the office while he's doing work. So I'm kind of at the side and he's listening, but yeah, not to what I do, to other stuff around. But yeah, if this helps you, if I am kind of the colleague you usually have in your working space and now you have to work from home and you hear me just as a colleague working as well, if that helps, yeah, do whatever fits you. So I'm here for that too. So do we have sound? Sound works well here. So I think, yeah, it was just you, Samuel. So I'm glad. Good to have you here, Samuel, as well. Good to have Bernhard here, and yeah, all the others watching. It's good to be back. So what are we going to do today? Let me share my screen. Here we are. So again, as mostly we start with Larastreamers. So, but not the local side, the real one. Here we are. I am not live yet, so started 4 minutes ago. Interesting. I don't see the live indicator. Let's hope it will see it in a minute, but I think that's a little bit strange. Maybe we have to deal with this bug. That's not what I intended to do, but yeah, a little bit curious now why we don't see it. Okay, nevertheless, yeah, that's the Larastreamer site. You probably already know it, where I list all kind of different streams coming from the Laravel PHP world. And currently we have this stream. Later today, I also have another stream with the Laravel magazine, which they normally do podcast interviews, but today they're also streaming this, and I'm there as a guest, and we're talking about making money as Laravel developer. Not like I really know too much about it, still trying to figure it out, but I will share what I know. So yeah, join this one as well. It's in 3 hours from now. Then we have this stream here about level 9, I guess. I'm also not sure if this is how you write it. What language is this? I don't know. It reads for me like Vietnam. Yeah, so probably it's, yeah, Vietnamese is the language. So yeah, it's cool that we have streams in Vietnamese. Yeah, why not? And it's cool that he submitted the stream as well. Oh yeah, then will be another level world meetup by Freek van der Herten, meetup Termwind and Inertia. Yeah, looking forward to this one as well. Those meetups are always good. And February the 4th, Freak and I are doing another casual artisan call. And some days later, yeah, we also have this here, Laracon Online Winter 2022 pre-party. So there's this Laracon Online conference, which is going to be free this year. You can watch it on YouTube. And again, we're having a pre-party. Freak and me, maybe some special guests, maybe some quiz games. Let's see about this. But yeah, this will also be fun. So nice to check it out. And yeah, what do you think about this cover image? Of course, Kaneko did it. I'm not sure if you noticed, but if you've been into Dragon Ball or Dragon Ball Z, there is a very similar image with Son Goku and I think Vegeta. Yeah, you have to look that up, but that's what this means. And yeah, but today is about fixing some bugs. So there are a few things on my list to do with Larastreamers, and we're just checking out the issues, pull requests, and let's see what came in, and then let's decide what we want to do. Oh yeah, we haven't talked about this one. By the way, hello, Nuno, nice that you're here too. And yeah, have you all seen the level documentary? I think we have to check again. Mm, which one is it? Is it this one? Nope, that's me. Where do I find it? It's by a company called Offertzen. Here we are. Yeah, that's the one. No, that's not the one. What's that? Spa story. I don't know what this is, but they do yeah, quite some videos, but I don't see the level one. Why don't I see it? Do I have to search for it? Level documentary. That's the one. So Offerts and the company are doing a documentary about Laravel. Not sure if you already heard for it, but I'm pretty sure you have already. The trailer is here already out. You have to check it out. It's so good. It's really so good. I'm really pumped. I'm also super excited and honored that I'm a little part of that as well. So I'm feeling blessed as well. But besides that, yeah, the trailer already looks amazing and can't wait to see the real documentary, the real movie being released on the 2nd of March. Yeah, it's just insane, Uno, right? It's just crazy that we live in a world where there is a documentary about Laravel. I just love it. Is it a not live bug? Is it a not live bug? Not that what I have created as issue. Um, I have to take a look. I'm not sure again. Yeah, Offertzen. What's the name again? Laravel Origins. So that's going to be the name of the documentary. All right, but yeah, it's cool. Check it out if you haven't seen it. I just love it, and I can't wait to see the real movie. Okay, so back to the topic, Larastreamers. So what's going on here? Here's still one dependency alert which I have to check out, and I can't merge it directly because there's some dependency issues. I think that's a little bit annoying, so that's not what we're going to check out today. So let's see about the issues. Yeah, I just created one. We need to update Tailwind CSS from version 2 to version 3. And I think that's a good first issue if you want to contribute something. Yeah, check this out. We're also not going to do this today. So if you want to do something, that's one. Yeah, that's definitely one that I wanted to check out. So the issue is there are no streams found when selecting a streamer after using the pagination. Let me show this to you. So if we go to the archive where we see all the old streams, and now we go to page 5, and now we check out one of the streamers like Beer and Code, you don't find any streams. And that's because we're still on page 5 here, and there is no page 5 for this streamer. So if I get rid of that, we can see it again. So this is something which was mentioned by who did mention it? Sean, thanks for mentioning it. And yeah, that's also one of the things that I wanted to work on today. But Samuel asked me if he can work on that as well. And I said, if he wants to, he can definitely do this. And then we're going to check out the PR on the stream. This was 3 hours ago, and now we have a pull request. So I guess we're going to check out that first. And let's get rid of Twitter. We don't need that one. Okay, let's check out the pull request. This pull request fixes this issue by presenting the page when the streamer property is updated, just like it was already done with the search property. I tried to add a test, but I'm messing around with the page property on the class directly. It doesn't behave like expected. Maybe there's something I'm missing. Okay, let's check out the code. Show me the code. All right, so we are here in the streams list archive Livewire component. And here we're adding a dynamic function called updated streamer. So this means when the streamer is being updated and streamer is a property on the class, then we reset the page. All right, let's take a look. What pull request is this? 183. Okay, I was already here in a branch to work on it, but since we already have this, let's check out. I'm using the GitHub client tool 813. Here we go. Let's also run the test. So let's see that this is working. Before we take a look at the code, so I think Samuel said he didn't add a test yet. Maybe we could work on that if we need that. But let's take a look at the class. So we're talking about the stream list archive page here. And yeah, so that's the method that Samuel was adding here. And he also mentioned that we're doing a similar thing already for the search. So this means currently on the live page, if we, let's go to a specific page, show all the streamers. Let's go to page 5 and now search for Nuno. We do get some results and the parameter, the query parameter for page is gone. And that's what Samuel mentioned here, that we already do this. So this means when we updated the search property, again, this is a property here on the Livewire class, then we want to reset the page. And the reset page is a method by Livewire itself. And now Samuel did just the same when we update the streamer, which is also a property here, which we can change through the search or through the dropdown, to be exact, through this dropdown here. Then we want to reset the page as well. So this means locally, let's see if this works here. It all looks good to me. So I don't have a pagination. Let me see, I think I can change this here just for testing. And yeah, now we have a second page. And now if we select a specific streamer like Matt Stuffer, we get a result and the page query parameter is gone. Okay, that's exactly what we were looking for. So this works nice. Thank you, Samuel. So this is exactly what we needed. By the way, what's up with this here? I think we already fixed this, right? I'm talking about the focus border here on the streamer list. I think there was already a pull request. Maybe it was also by Samuel. I'm not sure. Fixing something about that. Let me check here. No, it's also here. I thought we already fixed that. Okay, maybe we have to take a look another time. But we want to check now if we can add a test for the thing that we did. Let me just check here the comments. Xul, excited for that as well. Definitely deserves this too. Yeah, I think he's talking about the documentary, and yeah, I think Laravel and Taylor, and I think the whole community deserves this movie. we're such an amazing community. Everybody, yeah, is that positive? We're all benefiting from Lava, from what Taylor created, from the community, from the tools, and yeah, having something to show others and seeing how it all started and who's involved and all those things. I think the community deserves this. Yeah, I think it's a project for the community. And also, I think Taylor deserves it. Yeah, it's good for him to show his kids, hey, there's a documentary about me, and yeah, he deserves this. Oh, stream is now displayed as live, so I was um, a little bit worried that we didn't see the live icon. Okay, now it's live. Good. So maybe we had a little bit of a delay. Thanks for mentioning that. Samuel was noticing the bug too. Yeah, strange. Let's see if we have time. We can take a look at that as well. But um, let's think about if we can write a test for this. Let's change this back to 24. I don't want to um, change this here for all good. So this means, do we have a test for this already? I don't know. Archive, stream list archive. Don't we have a test at all? Maybe it's just the archive page where we have some tests. Can't find it at all. What am I doing wrong here? Tests, features. I'm in the correct project. Page archive test. Okay, that's what it's called. And let's take a look at the methods here. It shows only finished streams. It orders streams from latest to oldest. Does not show deleted streams. It shows duration. It searches for stream on the title. It searches for stream for a specific streamer. It orders stream by name. Okay, it seems we don't have a test for that. So let's see if we can come up with some. So first, let's get rid of the code. So normally when I have some kind of bug, I try to create a test to reproduce the issue and then see, okay, there's this test, it should behave like that, but it's not because the test is failing. Then try to fix it, and then the test is working, and you have another test in your test suite, which is nice. And then it's also easier to fix if you have already a test where you also thought about how it should work. So let's see. I think for this test, because it seems like we have, let me bring this up here again. We have this page archive test, which are like tests which focus on the entire archive page. So we're creating some channels, and then we are calling the get method to access the page, and then we assert that we see something. This is one way to do this. So we are also testing here some kind of the Livewire behavior, because that we see this in order is being happening in the Livewire component. So we could also have wrote a test for the component itself. I think it depends on what you like more. Sometimes I really like to focus on the Livewire component itself and only write tests for the component itself. But in the end, it doesn't matter if we're using Livewire or not. So in this case, we could also switch out how we implement this, and this test would still be the same, because we're expecting something in a database, we're making a GET request, and then we assert to see something. And how this is happening, we don't care. So yeah, as you prefer. In this project, I preferred it this way. So this means I think we also don't have a test for the archive list page. Oh, we have. Okay, in this case, we have both. Okay, interesting. Stream list archive test. Okay, let's see what we have here. It only shows streams by selected streamer. It shows streamers as drop-down option. It wires properties and methods. It does not show streamer as drop-down option without approved finished streams. Yeah, so this last test is also one which we created because there was a bug like this. That's also, I think, why the test name is a little bit more specific. Okay, let's think about how we want to test this. So we want to make sure that we have um, a URL with the page, with pagination like the second page. Then we also add to the URL like the streamer. And then we want to make sure, I think that's already the issue which Samuel was also mentioned, because if we have the page and the streamer in the URL, of course, there is no result if there is not enough streams by this person. But actually, what we want to test is if we have something set for the pagination and then try to change the streamer. That's actually what we want to test. And I think, yeah, it will be interesting on how to do this. Samuel also has some idea for the border. Okay, that's good. Let's hope maybe we have some time later to check. Oh, good morning from Brazil. Hello, Champer, Silver. Nice to have you here. Good morning to beautiful Brazil. Maybe we're running into the same. I don't know why we have those strange issues today with the comments. They're not behaving as they should be. Maybe running into the same issue like me. The test I added passed, even though I commented the code. Okay, that's of course not what we want to do. So let's check on the page again. Let's see, if we are running tests on the component, we can initialize the component in the test and then set some properties. So for example, we could set the streamer. So similar to, I guess, what we already have done here. Yeah, we initialize the component for testing in Livewire, and then we set some of the properties like streamer, and then assert that we see something. So what we want to do is we want to somehow set the page. So let's say we are on page 2. Then we change it to also setting the streamer. And then we don't want to see the pagination anymore. I can see why this is a little bit tricky, because can we set the pagination for this? So that's the first question, is has the pagination some kind of property I can set? I don't know. We have to check this. And then we don't run, then we want to assert that we see something. And then if we set something again, okay, I guess we just have to try it out. I have no idea if it works. So I'm just going to copy one of those tests here. And let's move down here. So what do we want to test? It resets the pagination when selecting a streamer from the dropdown. That's what we want to test. If we are on a page where pagination is active and we are on page 2 or 3, we want it to be reset when we use the dropdown. Yeah. Okay. Let's see. Let's focus first on what we want to test before we think about the date. So we have our archive. We want to set, can we set pagination? I don't know. Let's see. Do we have here some kind of we have a page with pagination page. Okay, so we can set the page. So let's get back to our test, and let's say we want to set the page to 2. We are on the second page. What do we want to see? don't want to see our stream. Let's call it our test stream. We don't want to see it because we are on the second page. And let me think. Did I get this right? If we are on the second page, did I get this right? We are on, let's check again here. We are, actually it doesn't matter on which page we are. No, we want to make sure we are on a specific page. So let's go to page 4. Here, we are on this page. We see some kind of results, and now I'm changing to a streamer. Actually, what I would want to test is that the URL is changing. So we want to set the page to, then what about we set it to page 2? Then we define a streamer. Which is the channel here. I think I passed the channel ID. Or is it? Oh, I think it's the hash. I don't know. We don't care now. So we set the page to 2. Then we set a streamer. And then I want to assert that the page is 1 again. What about this? I think that's it. What do you think? Before we check it out, let's see what you say. You can set the page property, but it didn't work correctly for me. Okay, this is the thing that Samuel was mentioning, which didn't work for him. Okay, let's see if we can try it out. So this means we are creating a new stream, okay, for a specific channel, my channel, and this is our stream. So this means we have one stream. Then we go to page 2, which we wouldn't see anything, but we don't mind. But then we also set the streamer. And now what's interesting, if we set it now that our update method is going to be run. So what do we expect now? We expect this to fail because we expect it to still be 2. Let's see. And it works. Okay, I think this is exactly what Samuel was mentioning, that this is not failing. Even though we don't even have set anything here in our archive page, so we didn't updated this. What if I do this? Is this still passing? Okay, it's interesting. It seems to be set to page. So what I assume is that if we change the pagination, it's not being stored in the component, or somehow it's only been changed in the URL. And maybe that's why it automatically is 1, even though we didn't do anything. Let's see, is it... If I set it to 2 and assert this, I would assume that it's now fails because it's already 1. No, it's still 2. Okay, so this means if we change the streamer, it somehow changes to 1 again. But there's nothing here in place where we do this ourselves. So I guess this is somehow happening on the Livewire side or in the testing side. Let's see. Assert set foo bar. Would that be sufficient to check page 1? I'm not sure what you mean. Is this exactly what we did? And yeah, Samuel is saying same result here. Let me see. Can I do some kind of assert URL? No. Query. Would be interesting to check the query string. Okay, so let's sum the issue up. If we set this to do and we do something with our streamer, let's say if we change now the search, and we're asserting that this is still 2, it's failing because somehow now it's 1. And for the search, it would be correct because for the search, what we've done here, we're updating the search and we reset the page. But we don't do this for streamer. So that's why it's strange why it still is being changed to 1. Okay, let's assume this is not working somehow with Livewire. I don't know why. Would be also interesting to check out why this is, but let's now assume this is not working. Excuse me. Let's check again. What else could we test? We could also test that if we are on page 2 for a streamer, we don't see something, and for page 1 we do. No, this is working. So if I go to page 4 and then now pick streamer, this we don't see, and if we change this to 1, we do see some streams for them. Okay, it's tricky indeed. So I don't know if there's any other way to do this. Let's try to figure out why this is being changed. I don't know. I'm not sure if we really can do this, but let's see. This is 1. So at what point is this being reset here from 2 to 1 again? So let's see if this is being called. I'm just going to dump this here. So it seems, let me see if I run the correct test. Yeah, this is not being called. So it's not like the somehow, somewhere this reset function is being called. This is not the case. So what's happening here? I'm looking for a function called test. In Livewire, where is this one? Livewire manager test. Okay, what do we get back? Testable Livewire. Okay, we'll listen for a few render. Listening. Going to mock. Upload URL, class exists. Is there anything here? Pretend we're mounting a component page. No, pretend we're mounting. Okay, something about pagination, also not. Okay, it's difficult. It's difficult to see why this is changing. I guess we would need Caleb here to find out. But I think there must be another way. Whenever I change a search parameter in the UI, I always set page to 1 again. Yeah, so we know how to fix it. This is easy to do in Livewire. We're only interested in how we can test it. And the issue we want to simulate with our test is if we have set a pagination, then we change the streamer that the pagination is still set. And assume because this is somehow JavaScript related that it's not working in the test as we would expect it. Because we tried is setting the page to 2, then changing the streamer, and then assert that the page is changed to 1. But in our case, with the issue, we want to assert that it's 2. And that's what's not happening because it's changed to 1 at some point, but we don't know why. So this means we can test it like this. Let's see, if we don't test it through Livewire, let's say we test it through a normal test. We are visiting a URL with a page like 2 and page like 2, and then can we then test this somehow? No, I don't think, because that's everything else is then happening on the JavaScript side. So this is a kind of behavior we can't test from the outside. We would need to test it from Livewire itself. Samuel just checked the Livewire test and found this test. Not sure if it helps. Did you send the URL? Because I don't see it. But it would be interesting, yeah, to see if maybe a Livewire test itself behaves similar or have to check something similar. I'm not sure if URLs are stripped out of the comments or if you didn't send it yet. Yeah, by the way, as always, if you like the video, if you like the streams, please make sure to like the video on YouTube, because this helps me a lot so that more people can find my video. So I see already a few of you have already liked the video, so thank you for that. And for the others, if you like it too, please, just click the like button. This would be highly appreciated. And subscribing, as always, is also nice. So I'm not sure if Samuel is still looking for it, or just let me know if you sent the URL and it didn't work, because then we would need to find another way to check this test out. But yeah, this is so this mostly happens in JavaScript because we are changing here to a streamer. Currently we have this. Let's go back to page 4 here. Yes, now we changed to a streamer. And what happens, we send a request to our backend through Livewire. It then hydrates the component, runs the action, returns the result. In this case, it's nothing. And now it's changing the URL to have here streamer and page 4, because we have set this before, and this was the state before we changed something. So that's why changing the URL is, of course, happening on the JavaScript side. No, I don't see it, but thanks. I will. Thanks for mentioning. Let's check this out together. So, what are the classes called? pagination test. Oh, I don't have it. Yeah, I don't have the test here. I guess I just have to check it out in Livewire itself. Livewire, because tests are not shipped with the dependencies. So let's go here. So what's the first one? It's the pagination test to check out. And I find it under test unit component. Oh no, component page. Component pagination test. So we can navigate to the previous page. We set it to, then we're calling some kind of method previous page. Yeah, which triggers the kind of link that we click, and then we assert that set is 1. Call next, assert page is 2. I'm not sure if this helps us. And another one is pagination. Oh, another one with browser pagination test will for sure be a Dusk test. Okay, so does this help us? I don't think so. Because we're calling a specific method. Maybe this is different when we're calling this method. Let's check again. What if we set the page to 2, we want to assert it to be 2. Yeah, so this works. If we set, let's say the search to test, it's back 1 again. So does this mean for everything we set that this is being changed to 1 again? Let's see, what else properties do we have here? Query string. Can I change the query string? I don't think so. Probably because it's private and not public. Yeah, probably not found. Okay, we can't do this. And if we set it to 2, it's 2. So does this mean every time we use the set that this is being changed again? It seems so. It seems that we set another property that then it's 1 again. Let's see, what other properties do we have? Paginate, this redirect to here with page is 1. Here we have an ID. Let's try with the ID as well. Let's set ID to be 2. Okay, maybe it wasn't a public property, I was wrong here, but yeah. It seems like everything we do here, it is being changed to 1 automatically again. And this makes it for us unable to test this. Let me think, is there any other way how we can go about this, what we can do? Oh, there are new comments. The interesting thing inside the Dusk test is that it that the query string is checked for updates. But I don't see has query string, only to start it up with query string. Yeah, so what I would want to do, let's think about what we want to do. What we want to do is something like this: set query string Yeah, let's stick with the properties. Set page, set streamer, assert query string, and then here what we could do is like an array and say like the page should be 2, page should be 1 again, and streamer should be in this case 2, whatever that means. That's actually what we would want to test, right? Yeah. Let's see if we find something. Level, Livewire, test query string. So here's how to use it. Here we notice already query string. Nothing about testing. Mocking testing query parameters in Livewire. Let's see what this is about. How can a test that a request parameter is passed successfully to the Livewire component? Parameters request input test. Which request are you trying to call in the mount method exactly? Is this what we want to do? Since Livewire 2 now has the ability to automatically fill properties from the query string, that would be the recommended way to test that Livewire picks up properties from the query string. I think this is what we want. Is there an easy way to test the query string before the Livewire component is mounted in the test so it could pick up the query parameters? Yeah, there are some examples, but this again is Dusk, I assume. Yeah, browse, I think that's Dusk. We don't want to use Dusk. I don't want to add it to the property to the package. Yeah, Adrian was also here working on this. Is Adrian in the stream? I guess not. Probably he would have already mentioned something. I think it would be handy to have a way to do this in live wiring testing utilities. Yes, in the past I've used more outside-in approaches to assert that Livewire handles query string setup. Here's some not tested off the topic out of my head code. If we get C, assuming that view is echoed on the page. Other than this, I'm not sure what the API would be for testing utilities. Maybe something like this, Livewire with query parameters. Okay, what would this look like for this? We would add some query parameters like the page is 2, and then we want to set something, and then it should be different again. There's another one mentioned. Allow query parameters to be passed into testable Livewire. Okay, so we can pass them. Does this change anything for us? Does this change anything for us? I don't think so. Or is it different then? I don't know. let's try to see if this even works. So in our case, this would be page. We want to be set it to 2. Right, then we don't have to set it here. Then we set the streamer and then we assert query string. Okay, this is not happening. What we want to do is now assert set page to be 1. What happens now? Expected 1, but we got 2. Interesting. That's exactly the behavior which we expect. Okay, now I'm curious. Did we fix it now? So with the search, we already have this in place. So this means with search, it should work. And it does. Oh, wow. Okay. I'm excited now. Does this really work? Let's bring our code back in where we reset the page. Fingers crossed. Yes, it works. Nice. Nice. What has changed? We're now using this with query parameters. It's on the Livewire manager. This query parameters for testing. All right, so we're setting here. I think it was an array, right? Was it an array? Yeah, we set an array here in the Livewire manager. Query parameters for testing. Then where is this being used? When we run the test, we're going to pass them in here. Interesting. Does this mean we could also do this without this method here? So it looks to me like we could also do this here. Let's get rid of this again. Isn't this test the same method that I've seen here? Oh no, okay, I see. It's not being passed in here, it's only passed there. Okay, I see. So bring this back, get rid of this again, and let's go back to the code. So we are passing this in here to the testable Livewire class. Query parameters, so what's happening with them in here? Is this still the same method? Yeah, it seems so. We're still in the constructor of this testable Livewire class, and here the last response. Pretend we're mounting a component on a page. Okay, so this means we define here like the state of the component, which normally is stored in JavaScript, where you store things like which property was in which state before we changed this. And I think this somehow is changing it. Yeah, that's what's being stored in the server memo than the current state of the component. Okay, I still don't see why it didn't work before. Or I don't see where's really the line of code which is saying how this worked before and why it's not working. But yeah, I'm pretty happy that it's working at all, right? Let's see, are you as happy as I am? Bernard is happy. That's nice. All right, so yeah, I think that's cool. So this means, how do we go about this, Samuel? Do you want me to push the test to your pull request, or do you want to write it yourself now? Just let me know what you prefer here. But yeah, it means we have a test. Does it really do what we want it to do? It resets the pagination when selecting a streamer from the dropdown. So pagination is set. We select the streamer from the dropdown, which basically is just setting the streamer, and then we assert that the page is reset. Yeah, that's what we're doing. Cool. I don't know. Is this even mentioned on the side here for testing? Livewire. What is it? Livewire.com? Nope. What's this Livewire? The new experience of speed and sound. All right. Is it a motorcycle? The new experience Livewire 1 is the electric motorcycle built for the urban experience with the power and range to take you beyond. Show me some images. Here we go. $22,000. It looks pretty nice, I would say. I have a license for riding motorcycles, but I never owned one. I just made it while I did the license for a car together because I had some, how do you call the little motorcycles, which you can ride before 18? Like a scooter? Yeah, something like that. And yeah, wow. If I would want to buy a motorcycle, it would be an electric one for sure. I don't think there's a need for the other ones anymore. But yeah, pretty cool. Maybe we should. Not sure if Caleb knows about it. He probably knows, but this is the motorcycle I would see Caleb on. Caleb, this is your motorcycle. Check this out. I think this one looks cool on you. But we were looking for the Livewire. By the way, do I have some kind of automation already for Livewire? No, I don't have. By the way, I'm using Raycast here instead of Alfred to check out how it works. I like it pretty much now. It's super fast, and it mostly can everything that Alfred can. And currently it's free, but I think you have to pay at some point. Testing components presence, testing with query string parameters. Why didn't we see that? To test Livewire query strings functionality, you can use. Yeah, so I think I know how it works. When you're using Livewire, you are storing always the current state of a component before you do an update. So let's go to the archive. Let's change this. Let's do a request here. Let's check this request out by Livewire. Here's the response. And here's the preview. So when we change something through Livewire, we're getting the server memo back with data. And the data says search is null, but the streamer is this hash. So this means the next time we do something with Livewire, we send this server memo again. Let me show this to you. We're changing this now to test. And let's check this now and let's see the payload. So here what we send to the server. And here we send the server memo with this data again. Search is null, streamer is this. So this way Livewire always know what the last state of this component was, which is very important. And this is not stored on the server. This is always communicated between front end and back end and stored inside JavaScript here. And I think somehow this testing feature for Livewire also uses this in some way. And with the with query parameters, we're going to tell Livewire a little bit about this old current state of the component, but in this case, just the query parameters. I think that's what's happening, and that's why it's working, and that's why it was not working when we're just using set and assert set with the page. Yeah, I think that's the case. Let me check the time. It's 12 already. All right. So thanks. It is mentioned. Yeah, but not really the pagination case. You're right. We were searching for pagination, but we didn't thought about doing this from the query parameter side. But now that we know, I think, yeah, I get it. I think I get it. So Samuel didn't respond it yet, so let's take a look. Did he do anything? No, he didn't. So this means I'm going to push this in. But first, let's run all the tests. Again, let's make sure all is green and we are happy. Yes, we are. And let's think, do we need to test anything else? It resets the pagination. It resets the pagination when selecting a streamer from the dropdown. Yeah, I think what we could also test here, we're setting page 2, we test this. We assert, what is like assert don't see. So now we're on page 2, and on page 2 we don't see our stream, which is called stream scene. And then we set streamer to, yeah, to what do we set this? I think we need back the channel in. And then I think we thought that we are going to use the hash. I think it's hash. I think it's an attribute which we create on the fly. And then we copy this, we assert that the page is set to 1, and we assert that we see this stream now. Okay, let's go through. We are on the page. Page is number 2. We only have one stream, so there is no stream shown on page 2. Then, then we change the streamer to our streamer, which in our case is actually a channel. Actually, it's a channel we're changing. Let me write this down. I think we have to be consistent here. Is it a streamer or is it a channel? I think on the front end it's always a streamer, but on the back it should be a channel. Let's write this down. Streamer, back end should be channel. That's my beautiful handwriting, by the way. I hope I can read it in like 10 minutes. I probably have already forgot what it is, but we set the streamer to our channel, and let's see if this works. Still green, and just to make sure we don't see this one. Yeah, right. Okay, looks good to me. Hello, Samuel. Yeah, first we found a solution with query parameters. So this means we can set the query before we start testing. And somehow I think this is stored in the back and helps now with our assertions here against the page. And I think we found now a good way. It's working, all good. The question was just if I should push this test to your pull request or if you want to write it yourself. But I think I can just push it if you're okay with that. Since when do I have issues? I'm trying this on the fly now. Why is this? What's the issue here? Fix position. Somehow this was responsive at somehow. I'm not sure. Okay, I have to check this, but somehow this was responsive. So it's a payload thing. You can't change pages yourself without sending a new JS payload, I'm guessing. Maybe that's also why he's using the call method. So he was using the calm method to check that something was changing. Yeah, I think it probably was different with this because I assume that it's just changing the page then in the method itself, which we are not doing. But maybe it's different when it's inside the method and not set. So it seems to be a different if we set something when we already have our test, and or if we set something before with the query parameters. All right, just push it. Let's do this. Let's check again what we did. Here we only added a test here. Gonna make this a little bit bigger. Now let's make it bigger through this. So we're adding the test here. We are arranging. I like to go through over the changes again. Let's see if I find anything. It resets the pagination when selecting a streamer from the dropdown. Yeah, it's a good name. We are creating a new channel here, which is finished so that we see it on the archive. We set here a name and the channel ID. Do I need the channel ID? I don't think so. Try it as well. Yeah, we don't need the ID here. So everything I don't need, I like to get rid of, and it's easier to just read what's happening is for the next person coming in here. We also don't need a name for the channel. We don't care what the channel is called, right? Yeah, good. What else? For this channel, it's finished and we need a name because we are checking the name. Yeah, we are now passing the query parameters, pages 2. For the component we are testing, we assert that we don't see anything. Don't see this specific stream is not seen. Stream seen is not seen. Set the streamer to channel hash and assert that page is 1 and assert that we see the stream. Yeah, I think this looks good. So let's make a commit here. Add test for resetting setting page query when selecting a streamer on the archive page. So can I just push this into your pull request? I think so. Okay, we have now a test here. It resets the pagination when selecting a streamer from the dropdown. Yeah, cool. So we have fixed this now. Tests are running. Let's write a nice comment here. Thanks a lot, Samuel. Nice work. I just added the missing test. I just added the test. Missing test feels like he forgot about the test, but he didn't. He just mentioned that it didn't work as expected. All right, tests are good. Let's squash and merge it. Reset page when streamer properties updated. Yeah. I don't need me a co-author. Yeah, let's merge it in, and in a minute we should already see it on the page. That's nice. Just push it. Push it real good. Pushing feels good. It's nice that we started this and we could make it till the merge. This is always satisfying. Finishing something, click it off. Yeah, that's nice. So this means this issue is also already. Yeah, I think it was automatically closed. Yeah, all right. All good. Okay, this is it for today. Is there anything I want to tell you about it? I just need to get rid of this comment here. Yeah. Okay, nice. Thank you everybody for joining again for the stream. Yeah, it was nice. I think it had all. We were looking for an issue. I wanted to do something. Then there was already the pull request. There was something missing. It didn't work as expected. We were trying to dive and see how it works. And in between, I had like not a good feeling that we're going to make this work. But somehow, with googling, we found that it's actually working somehow. Yeah, and we've made the test, and it's all good now. And yeah, this feels really good. Of course, there's always more we can do on Larastreamers, more issue, more features which I have in my mind I want to share with you as well. So yeah, there will be more streams for you. But for today, thank you very much for joining the stream, for hanging out with me. It was nice being here again. So thank you very much. And yeah, have a great rest of this Friday weekend and see you next week. Or let's see, maybe we see each other on the next stream, which I am in 1 or 2 hours with the interview about how to make money as a Laravel developer for the Laravel magazine. So that's the stream. It will be also on Larastreamers, so check it out if you don't want to miss it. It will start in 45 minutes. Oh, damn it. It starts in 45 minutes. Okay, I'm grabbing some lunch. See you later, everybody. Thank you so much. Bye. The button is not working. Damn it. Guess it needs a few seconds and then you will be gone.